Guys, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. So we were discussing Old English period and we completed discussing the Old English poetry, the pagan poetry and the religious poetry. So today we'll start discussing Anglo-Saxon prose. So until the 9th century, literary prose did not develop in England. Before this, Anglo-Saxon prose started in the form of laws, moral codes and the historical records. But with King Alfred, the Anglo-Saxon prose marks its true beginning. So we'll write the names of the writers who have contributed in English literature in the Anglo-Saxon prose. First one is King Alfred. Then it's Elfric. And the third is Wulfstan. So King Alfred, Elfric and Wulfstan are the three writers who have a huge contribution in Anglo-Saxon prose. So now for starting with King Alfred, let's discuss his contribution in English literature. So King Alfred is known as the father of English prose. So now let's study a historical background during King Alfred's reign. So he became the King of Wessex in 871 AD. King Alfred prevented England from falling into the Danes and promoted learning and literacy. So the successive raids of the Danes made the English people miserable. The Danes burned the books, destroyed the monasteries, and this in turn destroyed the mental peace of the people of England. So King Alfred started to repair the miserable condition of the lives of the English people. So at first he learned Latin and then set himself to translate the famous Latin works. And these works are his contribution to literature. So let's write the names of the works that he had translated. So the first one is Pope Gregory's Pastoral Care. The second one is Orosius' History of the World. The third one is Bates' Ecclesiastical History. The fourth one is Boethius' Consolation of Philosophy. And the fifth one is St. Augustine's Soliloquies. So these are the 5 great works that King Alfred had translated from Latin to English. The second one is Elfric. Now Elfric, he is known for his grammar. Elfric was a notable prose writer during the Anglo-Saxon period, and he became the abbot of Ensham in 1005. He wrote to instruct the monks and to spread the learning of the 10th century monastic revival. His work, the first work, the Catholic Homilies, this was written around 990 to 992 AD. During this time, Elfric wrote Catholic homilies, and it was written to provide orthodox sermons based on the church fathers. This is a 2 series of sermons suitable for the delivery by priests. And the third series is Lives of the Saints. This was written before 998 AD. Third is Colloquy. His colloquy is of great interest as a dialogue between master and people, and it is not only from the literary but also from the historical point of view. Now another writer who has immense contribution in Anglo-Saxon prose is Wulfstan. Wulfstan was a bishop of Worcester and archbishop of York. Several of his signed homilies survive, and there are evidences which show that there are other works which is composed by him. The most famous work composed by him is Sermolupi ad Anglos. This work, Sermolupi ad Anglos, it's a sermon from 1014. In this work, Wulfstan has described the Vikings' attacks and the lack of courage or determination of the English in ear-catching details to argue the need for reform and repentance. Coming to the literary features of this work, it is typical for its sheer force and its repetition of ideas and the alliterative nature of its style. And this is one of the most powerful works of Wulfstan. Now let's discuss about Anglo-Saxon Chronicle. It was circulated around 890 AD, and it is a collection of annals of important events in England. Collection of annals of important events in England. and this was institutionalized by King Alfred. It was institutionalized by King Alfred. It has long passages of narrative and descriptive historical writings from the perspective of the Wessex dynasty. Long passages of narrative and descriptive historical writings from the perspective of the Wessex dynasty. And it records the Anglo-Saxon culture. Now coming to the style of writing, so the style of writing is simple, discursive, halting, and it lacks rhythm and cadence, with central focus being the English kings and the assertion of English identity. Central focus is the English kings and the assertion of English identity. Now, talking about its origin, the anonymous origin with the obscurity of the author's identity comes from the fact that these accounts were usually maintained by unknown scribes, updating different manuscripts of them distributed in various monasteries. Anonymous origin obscurity of author's identity accounts were maintained by unknown scribes updating different manuscripts of them distributed in various monasteries. Evidences show that there are 7 manuscripts available. And this Anglo-Saxon Chronicle gave rise to the tradition of chronicle writing. So with this, we have completed discussing the Old English period, also known as the Anglo-Saxon Age. We discussed how poetry came into existence in the 5th century, followed by prose, and this was followed by the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle. So next I will move on to the next topic, that is the next literary period, which is the Middle English period or the Anglo-Norman period. So this is for the day. Hope you have enjoyed this video. If you think that this video has helped you in any way or the other, do like, share, comment and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.